Hi everyone, welcome to the 3S Yoga YouTube channel. My name is Nadia and I'm going to be leading you in a little bit more beginner's yoga. I'm so happy that you found us. Please subscribe and tell your friends. And if there's any videos that you need that we don't already have, and we have a lot of videos, always adding more, we always need new ideas of things that you need. So if you need it, ask us for it and I will make it for you. Okay, so we're going to start seated today and try to seat in a cross-legged position. If that's not available for you, lengthen your legs out in front of you and cross the ankles. Whatever works for you, give a moment to explore and figure that out. And then I want you to take the arms and I want you to cross them so you can grab the fingers in a cross shape and let the arms relax. So what's happening is the legs are crossed and the arms are crossed. Then I want you to take the tongue to the back of the teeth where it meets up with the roof of the mouth. And then I want you to close the eyes and focus on the breath, breathing in and out of the nose. And try to make some space between the back teeth, encouraging relaxation in the jaw. Consciously deciding to slow the breath, knowing that you have control. Beautiful, beautiful. Feel free throughout the practice today to keep the tongue moving towards the roof of the mouth and the teeth and slowing the breath. It's very calming. Release the hands. We're going to make our way to down dog, so that can look like coming up into tabletop first and then walking the hands about 6 inches forward, then tuck the toes under and move back into downward facing dog. And take a moment to play in down dog. So you look like a big triangle with the ground. It's fun to make a shape with the earth. So sway the hips side to side a little bit and let the hips pull back as you sway, making a little crescent shape with the hips, pressing the heels down if that's available for you. And then you're going to step the right foot forward. So we're trying to step the right foot all the way between the hands, but at first it's really hard to get there. So you can just step the foot as far forward as you can, and then you can take the right hand to the right foot and literally step it up. It could be a couple steps that you need to help it with. That's fine. Keep the back heel off the ground as all the toes are facing forward, and you're going to inhale up into crescent. If your body isn't ready for this, it's okay to have the knees down, the back knee down, whatever you'd like. The arms can be reaching up to the sky, and if that's too much, the hands can also be at the heart. So I want the right hip to move back. You can bend the back knee to let the left hip move forward, and then let the pubic bone press forward as the tailbone lengthens down to get a nice stretch in the left hip flexor, and then you can play with the straightness of the back leg. Take a big inhale into the nose. Bring the tongue to the teeth and the roof of the mouth, and take an exhale out of the nose. Start to straighten the right leg and bring the left heel down, and both of the toes are going to start to face to the side of the mat. So I have to turn around. So the toes are all facing the long side of the mat. You might take a wider stance. You're going to bring the hands to the hips. It's okay to bend the knees and hinge forward into a wide-legged forward fold. So play with the length that your feet are from each other. You can come up onto the fingertips or blocks if you have them. And shift the weight forward and back. Noticing how when you shift the weight forward, you get a little bit more stretch in the hamstrings. Great work. Now you're going to start to point the right toes out towards the right. And you're going to walk your hands over to the right, bending the right knee, and pivot the back heel up off the mat. So it's like you're in crescent again, but your hands are down low. And then you're going to scooch the right foot out to the right, so you can bring both hands to the inside of the right foot, and then drop the back knee down and untuck the back toes. So we're coming into lizard. So you scooch the back knee back a scooch or two, and I like to stay up nice and high as my hips get heavy. Some people like to come all the way down onto their forearms, literally whatever is available to you and whatever feels good. If you're staying up onto the hands and you need a little bit more space or your wrist needs a moment, you can come up onto the fists and put the fists right underneath the shoulders. Relax the jaw and let the hips get heavy. Let gravity assist you in this hip opener. And if you're lowered all the way down, come up. If you're on your fists, go ahead and come up onto the hands. And you're going to bring the right foot back to meet the left, so the knees are down. And we're going to take a couple cat-cows, so drop the belly as you inhale and glance up to the sky. And exhale in the opposite direction. Inhaling up to the sky. And exhale in the opposite direction. I keep moving which side I'm facing, that's so you can see the other side. So walk the hands forward about 6 inches, tuck the toes under, and press up and back in downward facing dog. This time pedal out the knees and the heels. So you're going to bend the right knee and press the left heel down and let the hips pull back. And then switch sides. One side, then the other. And then try to let both heels move down. It's okay to have a bend in the knee to let the spine really lengthen out as the tailbone pulls back. And now we're going to step the left foot between the hands. That might just involve a little step and then grabbing the foot with the wrist and stepping it forward more so it comes all the way up towards the right wrist at the front of the mat, and inhaling up into crescent pose. Don't forget it's available to have the back knee down. So all the toes are facing forward. I want a nice bend in the back knee. So the left hip can move back, and then that helps the right hip shift forward. And the upper hip points are going to roll up towards the ribs, so the tailbone lengthens down and you get a really good stretch in the right hip flexor. And then you can play with the straightness of the back knee leg, trying to keep the front knee right over the ankle. And then straighten out the front leg, drop the back heels down, and then point both toes forward to the front of the mat. Bring the hands to the hips and start to hinge forward, releasing the hands down to the mat. Wherever you are is where you are. Let the hips glide forward a little bit. If you want to play with getting deeper, you can take the fingers to point behind you, and you can walk the hands back as the hips move forward. Don't push it. Don't overstretch the hamstrings. That will make yoga a bad experience instead of a good one. And that's not what we want. So wherever you are is where you are. And that's where you're meant to be. And you're showing up for yourself. And hopefully you're having fun exploring yourself. You're going to start to point the left toes out towards the left as you walk the hands over towards the left foot. And the right heel pivots up off the floor. So your hips are back towards the lizard pose, and then you're going to drop the back knee down and untuck the back toes, and then you can scooch the knee back a scooch or two. Feeling free to stay up nice and high like I do, or you can lower down onto the forearms like I don't. Whatever is available for your body, this is available for my body. Relaxing the jaw and let the hips get heavy, dropping down a little bit more. Slowing the breath. And if you're down on the forearms, go ahead and meet us up on the palms. If you're on your fists, go ahead and come back onto the hands. You're going to take the left knee back to meet the right knee and take another cat-cow. And come down into a seated position, just so you can come all the way down onto the back. Taking a happy baby pose, the bottoms of the feet face up to the sky, the knees move towards the armpit. My hands are on the insides of my knees, but they try to reach out to the outside of the feet, on the pinky toe side of the feet, and relax the head down. And you can sway a little bit side to side, exploring the spine, finding each side of it, getting a little fun massage and playing on the back. Bring the knees into the nose, pull the chest up towards the knees, squeeze the feet, squeeze the hands, squeeze the face, squeeze the belly, and then exhale. Release into Shavasana, final resting pose, corpse pose, the death of your practice. Giving some space between the thighs, letting the feet fall out, letting the arms move away from the torso, letting the palms face up. Letting the back of the body give in to gravity and deepen, feeling supported by the ground and the earth. And let the top part of your body become light and open. Feeling free to stay in this pose as long as you'd like, slowing the breath. I'm going to come up to a seated position. You do not need to unless you want to. My hands are in a prayer to the forehead for the right thoughts, to the mouth for the right words, and to the heart for the right actions. Thank you all for showing up for yourself today, and thank you for trusting me to lead you in your practice. It is my greatest pleasure to get to lead you and be here for you. Please subscribe and tell your friends about the 3S Yoga channel. We want to get yoga to a lot of people, and namaste.